where in the hell is Sudiksha Konanki? Where the hell is she? Why the mainstream media is not talking about it? Like they stopped talking about her like she is already dead. Like why haven't the Dominican Republic has updated any of us any information about her disappearance? Well, we're going to dive in. We're going to ask the questions. We're going to be talking about it. We are not going to rest or stop mentioning her name until we get the truth about the disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki. We're not going to stop, and we're going to get started right now. So, welcome back to That's It. Now, you guys, it has been a month. It's been a month since she gone missing, and crickets. Nobody's not saying anything. The mainstream media is not talking about her. The mainstream media in Dominican Republic is not talking about her. Like they just shift and not even worrying or saying or mentioning anything about her case, about the disappearance of her, and everyone just presuming that she drowned. And I believe she did not drown. It may look like she drowned, but she did not drown. Okay, she did not drown. And then we have to ask the tough questions and ask ourselves why they're keeping this silent and why they're not reporting this. Now, I know, as you all know, that there was a incident in Dominican Republic and was it Santo Domingo that a roof collapsed at a nightclub that I talked about, the Jet Set nightclub. And what happened, very tragic, very sad. A lot of people have lost their lives. Now is a recovery. Now they're not looking for anything missing. And my hearts and prayer go out to the victims and their family. However, we cannot stop talking about her and about Konanki and put her case on the side. No, we should keep talking about it, and we should keep asking the questions. And my question to you guys is why are her parents are still silent? Why they have not speaking out? I get it, they want their privacy, and we have to respect their privacy and then the grieving process, but they were misinformed. They were misinformed by the authorities in Dominican Republic. They told these parents that their daughter drowned without having any evidence that she drowned, have any evidence that she was in the water. They basically taking the word of Joshua. They're basically taking, I mean, not taking, but seeing her belonging at the beach, her bathing suit cover up and her sandals. That can easily be planted. And it wasn't even there right away. And if it was at the beach, shouldn't Joshua notice that when he woke up and went back to the resort with no shirt and no shoes? Was it close to him when he woke up? Did he notice the Konanki bathing suit cover up and her sandal? And if he did, why he didn't mention it to the front desk? Why he didn't mention it to his friend? Did he even notice that if it was there? Was he that so hungover that he didn't see it? He just bypassed it and is thinking that it was nothing, or thinking that it probably wasn't hers? I don't know. That is $1 million question that we're all asking and wondering. But my thing is, why do parents are silent? And I get it that, they're grieving and they want to move on with their life. And then the father gave that statement that they declared their daughter dead. But it was all because they were misinformed by the authorities in Dominican Republic, which they didn't have any proof. They just claimed that she drowned. Again, no body has been found. There's nothing to indicate that she was in the water. Again, we're going based on what Joshua is saying when his word is not even really good enough to be honest with you guys, because he was inconsistent with his story and with his statement. And I just it just fathoms me that the parents don't want to know the real truth about their daughter. Like, I just don't understand why they don't want to know what happened to their daughter. Don't they want to know if the daughter really drowned, when I believe the daughter did not drown, or the daughter was possibly taken against her will and probably sex trafficking? Like, why they don't want to know that? But no, they were so trustworthy to believe the authorities and believe Joshua, because Joshua was cooperating with their authorities because he gave a statement. Do the parents are aware that he lied in his statement, that he was inconsistent? Were the parents told about this? I don't know. Because I believe the parents were told about this, that Joshua's statement was inconsistent. I believe the parents would have had a different tune. I believe they would have had a different tune. I will believe they would have made that statement and declared their child dead. Now, this one person who wants to be involved, who's been in the media, who's been doing interviews, is TJ Ward, the private investigator who investigated Annalise Hollowell disappearance in Aruba back in 2005. He wants to take on this case, but in order for him to do that, he needs the blessing of the parents, of Konachi's parents, and he's been trying to reach out to them, but no response. And I spoke to him on Thursday, and to get any update if he reached out to the parents, if the parents gave him his blessing, and he said no, he's still waiting. He doesn't understand why the parents is not giving him the blessing to find his daughter. Like he doesn't need any money from them. He's willing to raise $250,000 a GoFundMe to do what he needs to do to start this investigation. But it just fathoms to me and to DJ Ward, the private investigator, that the parents is not willing to do that. The parent is not willing to cooperate and give TJ Ward their blessing to find answers in regards to their daughter's disappearance. Like, I understand, grief processing, people deal with it differently, but don't the parents want to know the actual truth, what happened to their daughter? Is it possible that their daughter is still alive? Like, don't they want that clarity? Opposed to going what the authorities and Joshua's statement is saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And for me, I would like to know. And I already made it very clear in my previous video. I would have even left. I would have even left Dominican Republic. I would have stayed there until I got some answers, until they found her body or something. Okay, I was not going to listen to the authorities or anything. I would have told them, do your job and try to find my child. Just like with Natalie Hollowell's daughter. She took the first flight to Aruba, took a private plane. That woman was not messing around. And then she was asking questions all around that place, okay? That was a mother who was desperately, was trying to find her daughter, okay? She was asking questions left and right. That woman was not playing. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I believe they took advantage of Konachi's parents because they were brown. Okay? I believe that. I believe they were brown. I believe they took advantage because maybe they didn't understand English. I'm not 100% sure. But if it was another parent, things would have been a little bit different because I believe that most parents, they wouldn't tolerate this. They would have said, no, 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 no. What you're saying doesn't make sense. What you're saying absolutely make no sense. And I just feel like they took advantage of these kind young people. They believe what they're said. And even the father said it, that I 100% trust the authorities. I trust what they're doing, the process, when all they were doing was just covering up their own ass. Let's just be honest. They were covering their own ass. That's why they have not reported it. That's why they haven't given us the update about the disappearance of Konachi. They don't want to hear it. They want it to go away because it's bad business for them, especially in that resort. That's why I don't understand why they only interview Joshua. Why not the friends? Why not the suspected men at the bar, the bartender, the staff? I'm sorry. Everyone is a suspect until they are ruled out that they're not a suspect. And just to make one main person because he was the last person to see her, because he was a person of interest, that's it. Not questioning the friends, or why you didn't report your friend missing earlier. Why did you wait 12 hours after the excursion? Why you didn't check up on her? And it makes me to believe that those friends didn't really give a damn about her. They really don't. They didn't really give a damn of her safety or her well-being. They let her go to the beach in the middle of the night with some random guy that they don't know because he looked young, because he was a college student. You don't know what people are capable of. Like, how stupid were they to leave their friends behind? Like, I'm sorry, they were stupid and foolish. Now, could it be a jealousy? It could be, because none of this makes sense. Until this day, it's been a month, the friends have not said anything. I'm sorry, you're grown. You can't tell me this is a culture thing, that you can't speak up, you can't say anything. Because I call BS, okay? I call it bullshit, okay? Because that was supposed to be your friend. You would think you will go out and to the media, to the public, and say something about your missing friend. Like, we don't know what happened. We miss her. If anyone knows anything, please come forward and say anything. If you know anything about the disappearance of my friend, nothing, crickets. And they're all adults. So I don't want to hear this say that it's a cultural thing. They can't say that. No, they're grown. They're adults. Okay, they can speak up in the behalf of their friends, but clearly they're not doing it because they don't care. Absolutely don't care, which is so bottling to me. To me, in my opinion, those are not her friends. They're terrible friends. Still have not speak up on the behalf of Konanki disappearance on March 6th of 2025. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Who need friends like those? Who need friends like those? It's sad. And it's very sad that the parents are not speaking up, are not saying anything. And they should. And when I was on the phone with TJ Ward, he even asked me, do I know anybody in Virginia? I know one person, but she just had a baby and I don't think she wants to be involved in this. Or I don't even know if she knows about the whole situation about the disappearance of Konanki. But if anyone lives in Virginia and knows the family, please talk to the family, convince the family to give TJ Ward the blessing to find out the truth about the disappearance of their daughter. They shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed because their daughter went out to the club, went drinking, kissing a boy. That's what 20-year-old college students do. We all have done it, but we should not be ashamed or embarrassed or be shunned because another community is saying something. And according to TJ Ward, he believes that it's not a culture thing, that the community didn't say anything to the parents. The community did not influence the parents not to speak up. So we don't know what it is. I really don't. I'm really confused by this. I just don't understand why the parents is shutting it down and the parents don't want to get answers in regards to their daughter's disappearance. Like, for me, I don't think I can sleep at night not knowing, wondering if my son or daughter or my sister, my nieces is out there. Can you imagine that whoever has her, whoever took her, and they're telling her, because I believe she's still muchly alive, saying that your parents stopped looking for you. Your parents declared you dead. Can you imagine telling someone that's fighting for their life, fighting to get back home, and then your parents gave up on you and lost hope? Can you imagine that you actually seeing that someone, a kidnapper who kidnapped you and told you they stopped looking? The people from Dominican Republic, they're not saying anything. They're keeping their mouth shut because they got paid. They got paid. Yeah, I believe they got paid. I believe, again, corruption. They got paid to keep their mouth shut and not say anything. But can you imagine that was told to her? Losing all hope, that no one's not out there finding her or trying to rescue her, that she's all alone, scared, frightened, don't have anyone to reassure her that everything's going to be okay. But I can tell you this, God is good. God is great. God is protecting her and having his hands on her, and he will bring her back. When things are hidden in the dark, things are going to come to the light. So the people that were involved in this and said nothing, God is going to bring it to the light. Because it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy that the media have not spoken about her. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to stop. I will not rest. I have a billboard with time frames and everything to figure out what is going on, to put the missing pieces together, because none of it makes sense. I'm her advocate, and other people that's talking about her too, they're her advocates too. We are her voices, because it seems like these people in the Dominican Republic don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. They only care about their money, their reputation, and having people coming in and visiting and then spending money. They don't want the backlash. They don't want all this media. They don't want it. They want it to go away. And I believe that resort is the main resort. That's the issue. And no one's not questioning it. It's not like she got missing at an excursion. It's not like she got missing somewhere else. She was missing in the resort. In the resort. And you would think they would do their investigation more thoroughly to figure out the truth, what happened to her. But no, they're just washing their hands of it like it never happened. She drowned, case closed. Even though they never said that the case was closed, but come on, they haven't talked about it. They haven't given us any updates. So what's going on with that? What is going on with that, you guys? Tell me, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Okay? Because they saw her bathing suit cover up and her sandal, doesn't mean that she drowned. It can look like she drowned, but it does not seem like it doesn't. It can look like, it can look like she drowned to convince you and me that she was in the water. But again, like I said, how do we know that? There was no surveillance camera at the beach, none whatsoever, none. So again, we're going based on the word of Joshua, what he said, and again, his statement, his confession, whatever you can call it, is inconsistent. And I've been trying to find that confession transcript for the life of me, and I cannot find it, you guys. I've been researching left and right, and it's been a month, and I cannot find his transcript that he confessed. Now, if anyone can find that transcript, please comment below and let me know where I can find it. I'm not going by what people are saying on TikTok because it could probably be inaccurate and not true. I need to get the actual documentation of the transcript that Joshua confessed to, because we need to know. Because Mr. Ward had this type of machine. It's kind of like a lie detector machine that you can just put the transcript in there, and the machine can tell if the person's telling the truth or not. Isn't that cool? And he don't actually have to be there. He just needs that transcript, put it in the machine, and he can tell if that person's telling the truth or not. Similar like a lie detector test. And he has that type of machine. And I need to find that transcript. I looked, but if you guys can find it for me, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. Put the comments below, the link, let me know where you found it so I can read the transcript, because I really want to read the transcript, because by reading the transcript, I can see what's a lie, what's not the truth. Because again, us women and men, we especially women, we have that intuition. We can just tell when we're being bullshit around. We can just tell. Especially mothers. Mothers can tell too. I'm not a mother yet, but I have nieces, and I can tell when I'm being BS. Okay? So by me reading the transcript and figuring out what he said on the transcript, I can, differentiate what was true, what was a lie. And again, his story is inconsistent. So I don't believe any word that he has to say. It's just crazy to me. It really is. And like I said, we need to keep talking about this. We cannot put this to rest. We cannot stop talking about her. A lot of people are saying that, her body probably washed ashore, far away, that it could not be back. It could not come back to the surface. That's a possibility. But did the authorities go way out there, like way, way out there to find the body? Probably not. I believe they just did the bare minimum, to be honest with you. But again, we don't know. We don't know because we're not hearing anything from them. Anything. And like I said, I just can't imagine what the parents are going through. They want this to go away. I'm not in their heads. They don't want to think about it. They declare their daughter dead. When I don't know correct me if I'm not sure, but I don't know. Don't you have to wait until a certain amount of years before you declare someone dead if the body's not have been found? I don't know, but I believe that's the case, but I'm not 100% sure. But please let me know if that's true or not. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it's just sad that they misinformed the parents and told the parents that your daughter drowned and you just have to accept it, and then they did. Except for the mother. The mother did not accept that. She didn't want to accept her daughter is no longer here, because you can just tell from her face expression and her cries that she was not accepting that. And the father had to read the statement, as we all have heard and watched, that he declared that their daughter drowned, and we need to respect their privacy, which I get. I understand that. We need to respect their privacy. However, they need to know the truth. They need to know the truth about their daughter. And and not go by based on what the authorities are saying. Because again, the authorities don't really care about the family. They really don't. They just only care about covering up their reputation and the corruption that's been going on in that resort. Because there's a lot of corruption in that resort. There are a lot of cover up that they don't want the public to know, and that's why they're keeping it hush hush and not telling the media about anything what's been going on in the disappearance of Kanachi. So I'm here. I'm not going away. I'm going to keep talking about it because we're not going to be silent because the media is silent. This is why we're here. This is why we're going to keep talking about it because she deserves that. She deserves our voices to be talking about her. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys next time.